and a heartfelt namaste. I, Anuradha, would like to thank all of you for liking, sharing, and subscribing to our YouTube and Spotify channels and writing in your comments and your suggestions there. Today, we are going to talk about a very important topic, not just in nakshatras, but also in the rashis. But since we know that the rashis are made of nakshatras, so this point comes from directly the nakshatras. So what is this point that we're going to talk about today? It is Gandanta. Gand means a knot and Ant means the end. So when we find a planet in a specific end degree of a nakshatra, specific nakshatra, and those specific nakshatras are found at the end of the water sign and the beginning of the fire sign. To explain this further, it means that nearly the 48 minutes of the last pada of Ashlesh Nakshatra and the first 48 minutes, I repeat minutes, of the Magha Nakshatra, finding a place known as Gandhant. In my experience, I have seen it to extend or give results till 1 degree on both sides. The same thing can be seen in a much intensified result in the last 48 or 1 minute of Jyeshtha and the first 1 minute or 48 minutes of first 1 degree or 48 minutes of Mula Nakshatra. And one of the lightest, or should I say the easiest of the Gandantas is Revati and Ashwini, where the last 48 minutes of Revati Nakshatra and the first 48 minutes of Ashwini form one more Gandanta. Now, this is also known as Sandhi, where one Rashi ends and one Rashi begins. Another alluring point is that this is the end of one cycle of nakshatras with the beginning of the next cycle of nakshatras. Say the first 9, then the next 9, and the last 9. So what does this Gandant explain? See, when in transit, when planets are passing through that, they are asking us to let go, because water is something where we let go of a lot of things. So they're asking us to let go of a lot of things, to begin with a lot of things, so that we can actually start with a new transformation, new cycle, and begin a lot of things when things move into the fire sign. As it is, transformation is never easy. Transformation is always difficult, and it is always accompanied by a lot of losses or pains, but that is important. Unless and until it is not happening, a person would not be able to grow in life. This Gandhanta has, and planets, especially in the Gandhanta, in the natal chart, have a lot to speak. They say that until and unless a person has been able to let go of, or rather finish off their karma with respect to the planet posited there, with respect to the house that that planet owns, and with respect to the house this planet is sitting there, then only will a person be able to grow, will a person find peace, and a person find prosperity in life. Until and unless you are aware of what is the planet trying to tell you, what is the karma that you need to pay special attention to, what is the karma around which your life is likely to resolve, because that will be a focal point in life. Only then will transformations be possible. Otherwise, you might have a issue. Because, for example, I had this, in my readings, as I've seen, I had this person who had her Rahu right there in the Aslesha Nakshatra, and it was in Gandhanta. So that was a very strong point that Rahu was going to make for her. And incidentally, it was in her 4th house. So then she, during the conversation, she told me that she had, and I asked her that did she have a very strong relationship with her mother? She said she had, and it was a very intense relationship, very different relationship, which later on she realized was also a very difficult relationship because she hadn't seen such. As she grew up, she realized that that was not the normal relationship that a mother-daughter had. She started coming to terms with it. She started working with her mother, and finally her mother passed away at a young age, and she had by that time got used to a lot of things and let go of a lot of things and made peace with her mother. So this we see that it's not just Rahu, any planet that is posited here, because Rahu takes ownership of the house that it is sitting here. So it becomes fourth house, double whammy, and talks about her mother and her family. But say, if for a person who has a Cancer Lagna and moon happens as a Lagna lord, happens to be placed in Magha Nakshatra, in the Gandanta, or within 1 degree of the Nakshatra, it has clearly shown me that the person has been responsible person towards family, towards their work, high ethic standards towards everything, and doing for people unconditionally comes very naturally to that person, and a lot of responsibilities, because the second house is also responsibility of your work and your family members. So all of that, especially with Magha Nakshatra, came on her, and she's been doing it for years together without much ado. So we see that a person would not find much relief in that direction. The thing is that acceptance is a must, that we must realize that this is a special karma that we need to unfold so that we will be able to find release. And when I talk about the examples that I've given you, yes, they have, after her mother passed away, she flourished in life, she moved ahead in life, and she's found a bearing and an understanding of what she had to do and why it was happening by that. Similarly, in the second case, the person has now released that Gandanta, has then untied the knot, as to speak, and is now on a great spiritual journey. So this Gandanta is a very important point. Until and unless we unravel the knot, it is difficult. It's going to take a lot within us to stand tall to those activities. But once we start doing that, once we move into that direction, we will be able to reveal or release a lot of energy and release ourselves from a karma, so that it becomes not just mentally peaceful, but spiritually uplifting, and more importantly for us living on this earth, material prosperity is bound to follow after that. Do take note of the Gandanta, and if you are wanting to know more on Gandanta, don't forget to enroll for our upcoming Nakshatra classes. Till we meet with you again, stay tuned. Please hit the bell icon for fresh updates. Don't forget to like, share, and comment on the videos, and please subscribe to our channel.